I suggest that we start with a 30-second heart coherence technique, and we all do that together. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's focus our attention in the area of the heart. Take a deep breath, let everything go. Just pretend your breath is flowing in and out through your heart or chest area. Just breathing a little more slowly, a little more deeply than usual. And now as you continue this heart-focused breathing, genuinely activate from your heart a renewing feeling like gratitude, appreciation for each other. From the heart, we can radiate that feeling to each other.
I like playing mad scientist. You know, you try this and see what effect it has on you. You try it with the I Awake technologies, you know, and the Soul Tech Lounge. You try it with different music, and it's exciting because we haven't had these tools before. You know, if you were born 100 years ago, you were given one tool. You either pray to Jesus or you do Buddhist meditation. And now everybody gets to play mad scientist. And I think what we have to realize is that different people are at different things, and you really have to find what works for you, because it's not a one-size-fits-all world anymore. You know, we have personalized medicine, and we need personalized meditation and personalized spiritual technologies that will get us to the next place. So it's a really exciting place for our time for people who are willing to experiment.
It's really great, you know, when we investigate technologies, whether they're technologies that you plug into the wall, or technologies you have on your app, or whether they're technologies that a meditation teacher teaches you. It's really great to be clear. What am I using these technologies for? And what is my deeper longing? And is this technology really aligned with what I'm longing for in my heart?
Turns out all personal development, all spiritual growth is easier, and some of it's only achievable when you can make enough energy to do the work. And a lot of people have a problem producing or storing energy in their body. So some of the peak states that we're capable of are not reachable. Just you can't bring enough, just can't bring it to go to the state, even though you want to go there.
But it's this idea of being in a tunnel and breathing the tunnel, or being breathed by the tunnel. And there's no sound to this. But you can already see how this is so deeply hypnotizing.
That's nice.
So you're breathing in and you're breathing out today. And you're breathing in and you're breathing out.
People want to see through the veil. They want to see what's beyond all of this, what's behind all of this. And that's why they turn to psychedelics and other ways to do that. But as I pointed out earlier, that we learned years ago when I finally came out of that world, we learned that there are ways to do that without popping the pill. And that's what we're really trying to get across with all this transformative technology. There is a pharmacy in here, and we are the pharmacist. We can write a prescription to feel any way we want to feel, including those psychedelic kind of experiences.
I'm more focused on spirituality. I spent 20 years in spiritual communities. I've spent a bunch of years in monasteries as well. And I saw that microdosing was really helpful in getting me to see who I would be, who Jonathan would be, if he were 20% more spiritually advanced. And that's helpful.
Yeah, that's a lot, actually. You know, that's pretty cool.
And I mean, do you know who you would be if you were 20% more spiritually advanced? How you would be different?
I'd be more like you.
Correct answer.
Am I doing good yet?
So far, so good.
No, but that's a wonderful koan. It's a really beautiful question. I love that.
Well, you don't really know who you would be, although your mate might tell you, if you were 20% more spiritually advanced, you would listen better, or you would not be running around the house like a chicken with his head cut off, or kinder and less in a hurry, or whatever it would be for you. You'd be more, obviously people would say you'd be more present and stuff like that. Well, that's all nice in words, but words are turds. They don't really help that much. So what's helpful is to have an experience.
Yeah.
And the experience of really being more centered in your heart, more present, more available for whatever needs to happen, can happen if you find the right dosage of LSD.
This guy, for example, is showing that sadness and grief that showed up in a couple of those diagrams. So I would question this guy, and the chances are, yes, I've lost my father 3 months ago, and he's carrying this sadness front and back. And so when you've got this kind of tool, you can navigate right to the core issue. I call it opening a channel of trust, because if you're sitting with me and I've taken a set of your pictures, you're going to know that I know everything about you in about 3 minutes. And that saves a lot of bullshit, because I ask exactly the right questions: where you hurt, where you've got emotional traumas. I can tell how your relationship with your family is, everything from this set of images. And it's a phenomenal experience, and it's why so many people, dare I say, getting this equipment, from surgeons in New York to holistic practitioners in Australia. It's a global phenomenon, because we finally got something that people can use.
So consciousness hacking was started 3 years ago around a question, which was, can technology actually be used and innovation be actually used to point directly at increasing consciousness? So not maybe someday as a side effect, but can we use it to directly innovate on consciousness, and can we meet people where they're at? And then that question tapped into the zeitgeist of something that's going on right now. Because when Mikey started it, it was a single chapter here. And then when the 20 chapters around the world started, we have 400 people in Austria. None of it was push, it was all pull. They would message in and say, I want to start a chapter in my city. Can you give me resources? And it's been this organic growth now of more than 10,000 people in different meetups. And so I think, and what the mission statement of consciousness hacking, is to support the ecosystem of conscious entrepreneurs and investors, what we call conscious innovators, creating transformative technologies. Transformative technologies being technologies that directly increase consciousness or increase your emotional, psychological, physical well-being.
Pretty soon, I think we're not going to be doing any of this, right? We're not going to be there's not going to be any of this stuff going on. We're not going to have stuff stuck to our finger.
It really looks kind of like jewelry. Right, an earring and kind of a cool headband.
No matter how
it's a
cool
good,
I may
it's a good
look.
look. No, it's a good look for you. That stuff will be relegated to retro jewelry. At that point, it won't be the technology.
It will, and it's all going to mostly come down to just your smartphone, right? And so even on the back of the smartphone right now, there's a thing that can read my heart rate, my heart rate variability, and all of that, right? I think even like the smart watches on the other wrist is a Samsung smartwatch, right, which reads heart rate and stuff like that. I think even these things are going to go the way, and that's because right now when I'm looking in this camera, there are algorithms that can tell you what my HRV is.
That's right.
I'm just looking at the camera. Right? So if you think about how many people are out there doing this all the time, right? Taking selfies, taking videos of themselves, whatever else, right? So there's this endless opportunity every day for people's phones to capture HRV. Not hard to do, right? There's also in here, you can, you of course can connect to Wi-Fi signals and stuff with it. This can be a Wi-Fi hotspot, the whole bit. Well, there's recent work out of MIT where they're able to detect all kinds of biophysiological stuff off sort of a Doppler effect. Meaning bouncing Wi-Fi signals off of you and looking at the differences when they reflect back, that type of thing, right? So those are just two sensor technologies that are already built into our phone that mean I don't have to clip something on my ear. I don't even have to stick my finger on the back of this thing, right? Even that can go away. And that's not even the mother load. The mother load is voice.
Personal growth, we believe, is not about just sitting on your damn yoga mat or pillow and perfecting your body or your mind, because you're going to be dust someday. Personal growth is getting off that damn pillow, getting out in the world, and making a fucking dent in the universe.
You know, I gave a lecture a few months ago, and after I finished, a guy got up in the front row, and he stood up and he says, you know, I just want to tell you that I hate you. I said, why is that? And he goes, well, he says, I've been a meditator for 20 years, and I thought I was pretty good at it. And then I got on your lounge, and I had the best session I've ever had. And he said, it made me feel like I wasted 20 years. And obviously he didn't.
Right.
But he had a great session because he was further along. And so for people that are interested in developing themselves further, like me, you know, this is an incredible tool because it's an accelerant. You know, it's not, you know, to look at the people you were describing, Jonathan, earlier, you know, you could say the Soul Tech Lounge is like lazy man's meditation. But I look at it and say it's an accelerant for those people that really want to further their spiritual experience.
I used to weigh 300 pounds, and I don't know if you can see on the video, like, I don't know, I must have muscles or something. I'm in good shape now, and I lost 100 pounds of fat.
Once you attain a higher state of consciousness, you can create a biofeedback landmark and for that felt state of awareness. So maybe you reach a peak performance state of tremendous integration, and it is an awakened mind pattern or peak performance pattern. And you say, oh, well, what did that feel like? Oh, I had an image of a red cardinal on a snowy branch, or I had a feeling of vast spaciousness as if I were surfing the waves of grand ocean, or maybe I just felt like my heart had blown wide open. Whatever that biofeedback landmark is, all you have to do is remember what that felt like, to relive that landmark, and your brain reconfigures itself back to the original state of consciousness. So you're self-training. I mean, integration is about being able to maintain the state. So the technology is just there to get you to be able to feel it and then reproduce it on your own. And then your brain rewires so that you can maintain and sustain it.
You know, I don't know if you realize you've really put together something really special with this series of podcasts. I know Pam has worked very hard to program it. You've worked very hard to program it. It's just, there's really nothing like it out there. It's kind of surprising that it was done before this, but the way you've put it together, the people that you're inviting on, the conversations that you're having, I enjoy them. So my congratulations to you. You're just doing a great job.